I'm Steph from Stitching with Steph. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a brand new start on a kit. It is from the anime One Piece, and the particular character, his name is Chopper. So this canvas details, it is unbranded. It is 11 count. It is 65 by 49 centimeters. It does consist of 32 colors, and I'll have a link in the description below of where I got this particular pattern from. So if you're a subscriber, thank you for returning for another stitch with me this week and a brand new start. If you're not a subscriber and you like this type of content, or you like this particular pattern or this character or anime, any of the above, go ahead and click that subscribe button for me and give it a like if you like this canvas. So let's go ahead and get started on this stitch with me, week 1. Alright guys, so I decided I'm going to start down here in his little hoof. I've already got my pin stitch ready to go. So the color we're doing today is number 32, and it's 3856, and it's all of these symbols. If you look close, right here, there is some 2 in there. I may have to look at the paper pattern to kind of maneuver my way around here, just because it was printed in the same color, but if you look closely, they're number 2s. So I'm getting a little hoarse here. I'll probably, after this video, I might take a lunch break. So if you're new to my channel, I do all my filming on one day. So as my videos progress, sometimes I get a little bit hoarse. So I apologize about that. If you can see the canvas in the light, it does have like little shimmers to it. So the canvas does have glitter in it. I thought that was pretty cool. So I originally got this canvas because I want to gift it to my husband. He's a huge One Piece fan, but this person, Chopper, is his favorite character. So when I came across this, I knew I had to get it for him. Also, when you're first starting out on a new stitch with me, I feel like it's always kind of a guessing game on that first area where the holes are. So you kind of have to look close of where it's at. But once you get like that first line in, it tends to be easier, I feel like. What are you guys stitching on today? If you want, you can go and do a viewer submission. I have the link to the email in the description box. So if you want to send me a picture of what you're working on, I will include them in my next week's videos. So if you feel comfortable, go ahead and leave me your YouTube name and a picture and the title of your project or anything along that lines, just in case another viewer likes that image. So yeah, let's see here. It's kind of hard because they're like looks like kind of little plus signs, so I have to be careful that I'm getting it in the right hole, so that way I can make sure I'm doing the right stitches. This is a full stitch canvas. There is no half stitch, no back stitching, none of that. So this is my type of canvas. And of course, naturally, the image is super cute, right? So you guys will probably be seeing this in my weekly Stitch With Me's, because I really want to get this one done for my husband's birthday, which is about 4-ish months away. So I think I can get it done, but he doesn't know that I got this for him. So The longer I can keep it a secret, which he doesn't watch my YouTube, thankfully. I think he probably finds this boring. The better. If I have to stitch this around him, I hope he does. Normally he doesn't pay attention, but I'm hoping that if I have to get some progress on it, he won't really notice the image. Because I'll be honest with you, the image is printed very well, as you can see. Look at that. It's printed very well. So like, here's his face, and then there's like a little, the lollipop. So if I do make progress on this, it probably won't be the actual like identifier of the character. I'll probably make it down here or something, but I'll try to get done like the accent pieces of it, and I'll probably try to work on him as the character more when he's not around. And there is a lot of block stitching on this, so I should be able to get a decent amount done in my stitch with me's, because my stitch with me's, if you're new here, are about 30 minutes long. I feel like that's a good length for myself as well as my viewers. My viewers seem to like the longer ones because they're not too long, they're not too short, because I know anything shorter than like 30 minutes, you're barely getting a little bit of work done, right? So you're going to be stitching, and then next thing you know, it's like, okay, thank you for watching my video, and it's like 15 minutes, and then you're having to look for another video. So you're stopping every 15 minutes to look for a new video. I don't like that, so I try to put my stuff on autoplay, and hopefully, if I'm lucky, I'll get the same person that's stitching and stuff 2 videos in a row. More often than not, it doesn't. It'll send me to like a suggested channel or a suggested video. So I try to make mine about 30 minutes so you guys can get some time in on your project and hear me jabba. So what's everyone up to today? Today's my filming day, which is also known as filming day and trash day. So sometimes you'll hear the trash trucks in the background. Also laundry day. So this is my day. I get all my filming done. I get my editing done. I get house chores done. I just find when my kids are in school, I'm a lot more productive. So I like to take advantage of them not distracting me, because a house full of people with ADHD is a nightmare sometimes when you're trying to get things done and everybody else is like in distracted mode or executive dysfunction mode. This canvas is pretty stiff. I'm hoping it will, I mean, it's already starting to loosen up right here. So the more I stitch on this, the easier it should get. Give me a second. I'm going to pull these stitches a little bit tighter right here, because I don't like how it looked. So there we go. Let me do this one right here. So this is why when I stitch, I like doing full stitches if I can. My next option is typically a Dutch stitch. Again, I just learned that term recently. So, yeah. I can tell I'm poking my finger a lot. It's getting a little sore. It tends to get that way on my filming days, just because I'm doing a lot of videos back to back. Okay, there we go. I'm trying to stay focused in this area. I don't want to mess it up and then have to come back and fix it. There we go. My hands are a little dry. Before I started this video, I went to the restroom and we used Dial antibacterial soap. So bear with me. I'm just going to put on some lotion real fast. Just because my hands are like sliding through those threads. So when I put lotion on, I know some people don't like having it on their hands, but I wash my hands so much for work and at home. I can't not have lotion on. My hands get so dry. So, yep, that's what I do. So if you don't like having lotion on while stitching, you do you, boo. There we go. There we go. So now that this is getting longer, I'm thinking all of these here are twos. Let me take a look at the pattern real fast, okay? Let's take a look. Where are we at? Not this side. I just want to double check because that 9 is like smack dab in the middle. This is what I mean by sometimes these paper patterns come in handy. Okay, so we are down in his hoof, in between these two. Pull this into the fence. Give me a second. So here's this piece here. We're looking at between 160 and 70. So we're right here. So this is what I'm looking at, is right here. So it's 1 above the line. So here's the line here, and then here it is all 2s. So I was correct. All right. So that's a prime example of how your paper pattern can come in handy. Because again, that 9 is like smack dab in the middle. So yay! Yay for it being awkward. And I know why they did it. It's because the 2 it's the same color as the plus sign or the cross. I'm saying plus because it's right in the middle. It's the same color of ink. I get why they did it, but as we're stitching, we should be paying attention. Keyword here is should, but not always are we. That's one of the nice things about stamped canvases, right, is we pay attention to what color or what symbol we're stitching, but sometimes we get a little happy and go a little too fast, right? Like, I did a stitch with me earlier this week where I literally skipped over a whole box and then I had to fix it. And I was just like, that's what happens when we're yapping and stitching, guys. Sorry, I'm on. If you look, it's like a little twisted, so I'm just fixing this because I don't like it when my thread does that. And you can fix it by just running your finger along like this, and it fixes it. See? It just fixed it for me. Okay, we're good now. Sometimes it happens when the canvas hasn't been worked and it's new. I've noticed that. So I try to just pay a little bit closer attention to that when I'm stitching my new canvas. I think the rest of the week I think I'm doing Sailor Moon and my counted cross stitch, if I remember correctly, according to my filming schedule. So if you want, stick around for those this week. you want to see the progress on those, or you just want somebody to stitch with. I do load videos every day. Just so that way you guys have something to watch, and those of you that do a lot of stitching, you have some company. Because I know when I'm stitching outside of my recording, I'll watch Stitch With Me videos. Does anybody have any good channels to recommend? I follow quite a few people, but if you have any good recommendations, shoot me a message. I would love to find some new stitchers to support. So today, so far, I've been up filming about 3 hours, been filming. So not too bad. After I do my next one, I'll probably go get lunch and feed myself. I try to get these all done before my kids get out of school. And on my filming lineup, I have, like I said, 2 more videos. But that's like maybe an hour of filming, so I can give myself a little break. Recently, we've been having a lot of Korean food. My kids love Korean food, so we've been making a lot of Korean food recently. And it helped my stomach a lot when I was sick, too. My favorite, dish is called bibimbap, and it's translated into English mixed up rice. And so you put rice in it. And if I can remember, I'll put a picture of what bibimbap is here. Let me actually write down the timestamp. And I'll put in a picture for you of what bibimbap is. I love it because it is loaded with panjans, which are like side dishes. And we put marinated meat in ours and a fried egg on the top. And then you add sesame oil drizzled over the top in a paste called gochujang, which is spicy red pepper paste. And then we top ours with sesame seed. And then what you do is kind of just mix it all in a bowl. You mix it all together, and then you eat it that way. So if you've never had Korean food before, that is very flavorful and it's delicious. Korean barbecue is always the way to go, I feel like. So if you have a Korean place in your city and you want to try something new, go try some Korean barbecue. You can do bulgogi, galbi, a whole bunch of different things. We've been eating a lot of Korean food with side dishes this week. This past week. We made some marinated chicken earlier because I had some thighs that I needed to get cooked. And then we did some marinated beef. My kids love, it's braised tofu. I can't remember the name of it in Korean, but it's braised tofu. My kids will eat that with kimchi, rice, and seaweed and side dishes for a dinner. So we do have protein alternatives in our house. Since they were very young, we encouraged them to try different foods, and if they didn't like it, then we didn't force them, but our kids have always liked Korean food. I did eat a lot of it while I was pregnant, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it. But they also love Mexican food. We cook a lot of Mexican food. We don't cook typical quote-unquote American food in our house. My kids have a very diverse palate, so yeah, when I try to cook like typical like American food, they always give me crap. Like, guys, I can make homemade mac and cheese very well, right? Like the oven baked mac and cheese, the one that requires a lot of labor and love, okay? But your girl cannot cook boxed mac and cheese. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the consistency, the flavor. I don't know. I literally follow the instructions on the back, but it never comes out. Maybe we're just spoiled, I guess. I'm gonna chuck it up to that. We don't really eat that. We eat mac and cheese. If I make that, it's literally a last minute meal or last minute side to a meal. And my kids have to be asking for it. And normally my husband will make it because I'm like, I don't know what I do wrong. But they don't like it when I make it, so. But they like my homemade mac and cheese, my homemade baked mac and cheese, which takes forever to make. So, yeah. What kind of food do you guys like to eat? What's your favorite meal? Kids like a lot of seafood and sushi too, which is kind of funny. I don't know, again, if it's because when they were younger, we would give them cooked fish, and now they just stuck with it, or what, but let's see, we had poke bowls this week. We had some Korean mackerel. Let me think, what else did we have? We had a lot. Like I said, it's really diverse in our household, so I can't think of everything we've ate this past week. Oh, we did some, I didn't cook this, but we went out and got Korean fried chicken. If you haven't tried that, you should try that. It's really good. We had kimbap this week. We've had a lot of food. I'm trying really hard to pay attention right here so I don't mess up those twos, because as bad as it is, I really want to stitch them for some ungodly reason. Again, I'm pretty sure it's because it's the same color as this one. There we go. I'm just trying to make it out of this little trap of twos. Today's my last day off before my work week, which I really did miss going to work last week because I had to take 3 days off again because that stomach bug I had. I'm like, I missed being at work. I missed helping patients. I missed my coworkers. I don't even know who's on the schedule. I know I'm finishing up training a girl. Tomorrow's going to be our last day together. And then she'll be all on her own, which is nice because I know she's ready. She's a nursing student as well. So it was nice to have somebody that understood our rationale, even though she's never done any like healthcare work. So she wanted to get some nursing assistant experience under her belt before she graduated school in about a year, which I recommend anybody going and doing tech work, because that way you're not learning how to do the basics on top of med passes, on top of using your critical thinking, on top of not trying to kill somebody, on top of, right, time management. Like, it's just, if you're a nursing student and you stumble across this video, I highly encourage you at least picking up tech work, PRN, which means as needed for those of you that are not in our industry. Just so that way people get a little hands-on experience. It's kind of like one of those things of, when you train on the job. I feel like that's what being a tech allows you to do. If you're willing to learn, my nurses anyways, I can't speak for all of them, are willing to teach as long as you're willing to learn. So they know I love learning, so they will always call me into a room. I'm like, okay, Steph, time to put on your thinking hat. We're going to throw a situation at you. Tell us what you think we should do. And I love it because it's like, it helps me use my noggin, right? Like, it helps us use our critical thinking skills. And then it also reaffirms what I'm learning and makes sure that I understand disease process and how to treat it. So when I become a nurse and I'm done with nursing school, I'll know how to address those issues because I do want to stay in the ICU as a nurse. I really love the ICU. I feel like it has a lot of action and it keeps you on your toes. Like, I like staying busy. So for me, the ICU keeps me busy. I've worked down in the ED, but for me, the ED is it's unorganized chaos. You never know what's going to walk through those doors. Versus in the ICU, we kind of already have an idea of what they came in with, what may be going on. So, yeah. So I'm looking forward to my work week. I don't know what's been going on. I want to see what kind of cases we have on our unit this week. See if there's anything new I can learn. I've been studying for my A&P because I have to do an exam on that kind of stuff, and I always just like to learn little things. Like, for example, I learned, sorry about that. I learned that the SA node of the heart is like the heart's pacemaker. So I was like, oh, that makes sense. So I'm really excited to get into A&P because I feel like I'm going in with a good, decent amount of understanding of anatomy and physiology as it is. I just need to fine tune it now is what I feel like for myself. Anyways, I know there's going to be people that are doing this for prereqs into any healthcare job. You need to take these as prereqs. So I'm at least going in with a lot of hands-on, and again in the ICU I get to do a lot of those in-depth type situations and care, and then my nurses will walk me through the scenario. I have to understand the disease process. I have to understand the pathophysiology and how that disease throws our body out of homeostasis, and it teaches me how to get the patient back in stable condition. And that's what I love about it, is because we work in a general ICU, so I get to have a lot of fun with that. So if you couldn't tell, I really love what I do. All right, I think after this little stretch, we'll probably check my time. Yep, we'll be close to 30 minutes. So after I'm done with this here, as you can tell, we're almost done with the thread too. So we'll finish this up and probably call this week one a wrap here in a few minutes. Probably. There's that. So when I get towards the end of my thread, I like to try to pull my tail out as much as I can so it doesn't get like stuck underneath, as you can see. And it's kind of hard seeing the holes on this canvas. Alright guys, let me finish threading this off camera and then we'll wrap up this video. Alright, that canvas is all put away and cleaned up here. I want to say thank you for sticking around for another stitch with me. If you made it to the end and you're a subscriber, again, thank you for coming and watching along with me. I really truly appreciate your support. If you're not a subscriber and you made it till the end and you liked this content, please, please hit that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up if you liked this canvas. Again, this is week 1, a brand new start of our chopper from One Piece canvas. Also, don't forget about my Facebook group, Stitching with Steph. Head on over to the description, click that link, and be part of our little community here. If you want to follow me on other social media accounts like Instagram or TikTok, feel free to do so. My handler on both of those is stitching_with_Steph. All right, thank you for coming along with another stitch with me. I'm so glad that you guys stuck around and hung out with me for a little bit. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.